What's up, guys? It's Zach the Celtics guy here, and today I'm going to be discussing the little, this little dust-up, and I'm using the term dust-up loosely, between Tucker Carlson and Ted Cruz, that these two fucking dumb fucks got into a few days ago on the 1-year anniversary of the January 6th insurrection on the Capitol Hill. And the reason why I can't help but laugh is just because it's just to show how hilarious it is to see the right wing just eat each other. It's pathetic. It's just pathetic to see how they get. It's just like you get this one side that it kind of wears the pants and acknowledges that, like, oh, yeah, people who assault law enforcement are fucking scumbags and they should go to prison, and people who engage in violence are fucking criminals and they should go to prison for that. And then you got the other side, like Tucker Carlson, that's like, oh my God, you said that? How dare you say that? Blah, 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 blah. So it's like, I don't know what to make of this, but I'm going to respond to this video clip here as we go along. It's only a 7-minute clip. But it's basically Tucker Carlson rightfully calling out Ted Cruz for being a fucking bullshitter, but not for the same reasons that I would say he's a bullshitter. It's specifically like, oh, how dare you say January 6th was an insurrection and other bullshit like that. So that's basically what it comes down to. So, yeah. Tucker Carlson is right to call Ted Cruz a bullshitter, because he is. He's one of the biggest fucking bullshitters that there is. I mean, my video a couple weeks ago where I basically just called out Ted Cruz for the lying smear merchant that he is on the whole Western Australia, Washington State mix-up that he got into online, that he was ridiculed for on social media worldwide, that he made on social media, and so on and so forth. So yeah, this basically just goes to show how these two got into it with each other over this whole January 6th anniversary and whatnot. So these two are just going back and forth and whatnot. And like I said, I can't stand either one of these guys. I mean, Tucker Carlson is probably, well, like, let's be honest, he's definitely less insufferable than fucking, like, Janine Pirro or Sean Hannity. I mean, those two are probably the fucking worst on Fox News. Holy shit, I can't even listen to those two. They're so fucking insufferable. Tucker Carlson is slightly less insufferable, but he's still a fucking neocon, and he's a fucking Trump dick sucker through and through. There's no question in my mind about that. So no, can't stand the guy, don't like the guy's politics 90% of the time. But is he right to call Ted Cruz a fucking bullshitter and say, I don't believe you? Yes. And now let's get into the video, and we'll respond as we go along here.
So we played this tape for you last night. We were surprised by it. We prefaced it by saying every conservative appreciates Ted Cruz because he's one of the smartest and most articulate people in the Congress, and he's conservative.
Yeah, bullshit.
But he referred publicly to what happened on January 6th as what a violent terror attack. Here it is.
We are approaching a solemn anniversary this week.
We're responding to a video of a video.
And it is an anniversary of a violent terrorist attack on the Capitol, where we saw the men and women of law enforcement demonstrate incredible courage, incredible bravery, risk their lives to defend the men and women who serve in this Capitol.
Senator Cruz was game enough to come on tonight. We appreciate that. He joins us now. Senator, thanks so much for coming on. So I guess there are a lot of dumb people in the Congress. You're not one of them.
Oh, yes, he is. He is most absolutely one of them.
More than I am. And you never use words carelessly. And yet you called this a terror attack.
Which it is. Using violence for a political cause is terrorism by definition. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? You're already fucking losing your argument right here. So for Ted Cruz to say that this is a violent terrorist attack, he's absolutely correct. It was a terrorist attack through and through. But of course, Ted Cruz is not going to say who actually caused it. It was Donald Trump. He incited it. But of course, so again, both these guys, one makes some good arguments, and then the other one makes some good arguments. So again, not to defend Ted Cruz, I can't fucking stand the guy. I fucking despise the guy through and through. Okay? He's a bullshitter 100%, like I said about the whole Western Australia thing and when I called him out and whatnot. He most absolutely is. But for this, dude, what the fuck? Terrorism is using violence for a political cause. What did the insurrectionists on January 6th do? They tried to overthrow Joe Biden from being inaugurated because, well, we all know, because Trump lost legitimately and Trump incited them.
But
Need I go on?
by no definition was it a terror attack. That's a lie. You told that lie on purpose, and I'm wondering why you did.
Well, Tucker, thank you for having me on. When you aired your episode last night, I sent you a text shortly thereafter and said, listen, I'd like to go on because the way I phrased things yesterday, it was sloppy and it was frankly dumb. And
I don't buy that. Whoa. I don't buy that. Look, I've known you a long time, since before you went to the Senate. You were a Supreme Court contender. You take words as seriously as any man who's ever served in the Senate. And every word you repeated that phrase. I do not believe that you used that accidentally. I just don't.
I think Ted Cruz is just trying to sucker up to Tucker now. Because I think he knows that Tucker is and Fox News is going to bitch. Because this is how ridiculous, this is how psychotic Fox News and the far right has become. You even remotely deviate from the narrative about January 6th, they'll come out and attack you saying you're lying, you're full of shit, whatever. This is how ridiculous they are. And because Ted Cruz is one of their pundits and one of their puppets, Ted Cruz is gonna fucking is just gonna come over and just squirm down to Tucker Carlson and bullshit his way through.
So, Tucker, as a result of my sloppy phrasing, it's caused a lot of people to misunderstand what I meant. Let me tell you what I meant to say. What I was referring to are the limited number of people who engaged in violent attacks against police officers. Now, I think you and I both agree that if you assault a police officer, you should go to jail.
Yeah, that's correct.
That's who I was talking about. And the reason the phrasing was sloppy is I have talked dozens, if not hundreds of times. I've drawn a distinction. I wasn't saying that the thousands of peaceful protesters supporting Donald Trump are somehow terrorists. I wasn't saying the millions of patriots across the country supporting President Trump are terrorists. And that's what a lot of people have misunderstood that comment.
Wait a second, but hold on. What you just said doesn't make sense. So if somebody assaults a cop, he should be charged and go to jail. I couldn't agree more. We've said that for years. But that person's still not a terrorist. How many people have been charged with terrorism on January 6th?
Quite a few. Many have been charged with insurrection and other violent acts, as they should. Many of them are going to jail for months, if not years. And rightfully so. Because they're fucking scumbags. And by the way, what Ted Cruz said about the peaceful protest, yeah, it was peaceful until the whole march on the Capitol thing happened. Yeah, it was peaceful. And yeah, those people, okay, I will be straight up. Those people are fucking morons. Because these people protesting about Joe Biden getting into office, they don't like it. And whatever, they're free to protest all they want. But you want to know why it's hypocritical? Because when people were protesting against Trump winning in 2016 and the Women's March that was taking place in Washington and throughout the world, what was Fox News saying? They were like, oh my God, you people are being babies whining about Donald Trump winning, and you guys are doing the exact same thing when your guy loses. So again, you're all a bunch of fucking hypocrites through and through. And do not know what the fuck you're talking about.
Like, why'd you use that word? You're playing into the other side.
Because he was right, and no, he's not playing into the other side. You're just on this side no matter what because you work for Fox News, probably one of the worst news agencies in this country, and is responsible for so much damage throughout this country.
Characterization that is Joe Kent just explained.
It's like North Korean news media at this point, propaganda-wise.
Allows them to define an entire population as foreign combatants, and you know that. So why'd you do it?
So Tucker, let me answer you directly. The reason I used that word for a decade, I have referred to people who violently assault police officers as terrorists. I've done so over and over and over again. If you look at all the assaults we've seen across the country, I've called that terrorism over and over again. That being said, Tucker, I agree with you. It was a mistake to say that yesterday, and the reason is what you just said, which is we've now had a year of Democrats in the media twisting words and trying to say that all of us are terrorists, trying to say you're a terrorist, I'm a terrorist, and so, look, I don't...
Here we go. I got no argument, so I'm going to blame the other side. And by the way, you guys are fucking terrorists. Now, I'm not saying you guys are terrorists because you support right-wing... No, I'm not saying that. You are terrorists for backing wars and supporting bombing the fuck out of black and brown people overseas. Yeah, you are fucking terrorists for that, and many people doing this shit are. Not for the same reason, but you are on this front.
Like people who assault cops, and I stand up and defend cops, and the reason I use that word is that's the word I've always used for people that violently attack cops. But in this context, I get why people were angry, because we've had a year of the corrupt corporate media and Democrats claiming anyone who objected to the election fraud. And by the way, remember what was happening?
There was no election fraud, asshole. No fucking proof of it. Shut the fuck up. Again, I swear, like, you're doing everything you accused the left of doing in 2016. Fuck off.
Happening.
Wait. Can I just ask, hold on, you work in this, I guess I just don't believe you.
There was no election fraud in 2020. Get over it.
And I mean that with respect, because I have such respect for your acuity and your precision, and I've seen it on display. I've covered you as a reporter. I know how you speak. And you have sat there for a year and watched people use language to distort the events of that day. Intentionally.
Yeah, and you're doing the same, like saying it was Democrats, it was Antifa, it was BLM doing it, or, oh, Trump had nothing to do with it, blah, 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 blah. No, you're the one distorting it, you fucking idiot.
Insurrection.
It was an insurrection, and it was a coup.
Of course it
Terrorism.
was an insurrection.
It was that, too.
Saying it's an insurrection is a political term. It's a lie. I've repeatedly denounced it.
Of course you do.
And when it comes to, look, I was focusing on what I normally say. That what you aired was a little 15-second snippet. What I normally say is violence is wrong, peaceful protest is right. If you engage in violence, you should be prosecuted. If you're speaking, you have a right to speak. I say that all the time.
Well, amen, and I agree.
That snippet.
So who's Ray Epps, by the way, since you are a senator? Like, he and this other guy are clearly encouraging the crowd to commit crimes. Neither one has been arrested or charged. What is that, do you think?
So I think...
Yeah, what is that? You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That is a very good question. I don't know who Ray Epps is. I've seen that video multiple times. It's disturbing. He's clearly urging the crowd to violate the law. When you see the crowd start chanting, Fed, Fed, Fed.
Yeah, like Trump did. He incited them to do crimes, too.
For him to appear on the FBI's most wanted list and come off, it certainly suggests he was working for the FBI. That's not conclusive, but that's the obvious implication. And the Attorney General and the Department of Justice won't answer the question. Tucker, I can tell you, I joined with a number of other senators trying to get the Biden DOJ to answer the question why so many January 6 prisoners are in solitary confinement, why they're being treated so much worse than the Antifa rioters and the people who committed firebombing and a year of riots across the country. And this Biden DOJ won't go after them. But let me also make a quick point, Tucker.
Okay, a few things to say about that. Why are they in solitary confinement? Because they're fucking violent criminals and they deserve to be in there. Which is funny, because I thought you support tough on crime measures. Oh, wait a second, because it doesn't support your narrative. Right. That's number one. Why are they being treated worse than Antifa people? They're not. And to some extent, okay, maybe we can make the argument that, yeah, there are a lot of people who were Antifa or BLM that stepped out of line and basically got a slap on the wrist. Okay, we can acknowledge that. And I'm of the belief of that. If Antifa is doing these things, I am no fan of Antifa. I despise Antifa. I'm also no fan of Black Lives Matter either. I think that many of their messages are super fucking lame. 100%. Okay? I completely agree with that. Any person, left or right, who destroys property, assaults anyone, engages in any kind of political violence, deserves to go to prison. 100% agreed with that. That's, okay, now let's get to the next one. Why isn't the Biden DOJ not doing anything? It's not his jurisdiction. Federal jurisdiction is more limited compared to states. By the way, dumbass, aren't you the Mr. 10th Amendment supporter? Aren't you a supporter of so-called states' rights when you were saying about gay marriage and how marriage is a question for the states and whatnot? You know, like when you were preaching about how, oh yeah, I'm against gay marriage, the Supreme Court decision to legalize it in all 50 states, and blah, 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 blah. I thought you were a guy that supports the 10th Amendment because the U.S. is a federation. Okay. So now you're fucking walking back from that conclusion, and now you're trying to say, oh, we should have a federal response to this. Yeah, because this is something that doesn't suit your political narrative. Because you're a fucking idiot.
Remember, while thousands of people were standing up to defend this country on January 6th, at that exact moment, I was standing on the Senate floor, objecting to the election results, demanding that we impanel election commission to consider evidence of voter fraud.
Which there wasn't, because it doesn't exist. Dumb fuck. It doesn't exist.
And I brought together 11 senators to join me in supporting getting to the bottom of that. So, of course, it would be ridiculous for me to be saying that the people standing up and protesting to follow the law were somehow terrorists. I was talking about people who commit violence against cops. And you and I both agree, if you commit violence against cops, you should go to jail.
And they were on your side. So again, what are you talking about? Oh yeah, we don't know. Well, we never know what Ted Cruz is talking about because he never makes any sense.
Yeah, but you're not a terrorist. You know, you're not. You're a guy who killed a guy who assaulted a cop. Okay, so there's a legal difference, as you well know better than I do, since you were actually in the running for the Supreme Court, and there's a moral difference between a guy.
Tucker, the reason I use that word is for a decade I've used that word for people that violently assault cops. I use that word all in 2020 for the Antifa and BLM terrorists that assaulted cops and firebombed police cars. But I agree, it was a mistake to use the word yesterday.
It was a mistake to use it yesterday against these people. Okay, so you call those people that, but you don't call these people insurrectionists. As fucked up as Antifa and BLM have acted in a lot of ways, were they trying to overthrow the government? Were they trying to blatantly commit treason? And again, I know a lot of people are going to twist those words. I'm not saying my big fans of this channel or many of my conservative fans of this channel. But I know there are some people that are going to twist those words around and say that, oh, I'm downplaying Antifa or BLM. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. And if you think that, you're a fucking idiot.
Because the Democrats and the corporate media have so politicized it, they're trying to paint everything.
Yeah, just like you're politicizing about Antifa and BLM, just like you constantly scapegoat. Okay, everything. Every time there's a right-wing terror attack, anything, what do you say? You blame it on that. Just like with Charlottesville, it was the other side that did it. Just like when the white supremacists ran over those people in Charlottesville, Virginia, back in 2017. And then Trump's fucking piss poor response to that is basically borderline sympathies to the fucking neo-Nazis. There are good people on both sides. Okay, so basically blaming, saying, it was the Antifa people. That's what you're doing the same thing here. Politicizing. You politicize everything for your own narrative. That's what you're doing. And you always will do that. Because you're a bullshitter through and through. You're a fucking neocon and you're a joke. You are a joke of a human being. And it is, how are these people in power? This is American democracy for you folks.
Everyone is a terrorist, and it's a lie. And by the way, I've spoken out vocally against your exchange you just had. They want to paint us as Nazis. Yes,
I know, it's scary.
That is what they're trying to do. And
we're not necessarily painting you as Nazis, but we're painting you as fucking idiots because you're fucking idiots. you're basically fucking idiots. You might be neo-fascists at best, because you are.
Just, look, I'm the one leading the fight in the Senate against this garbage. And it's what I have been doing, and it's what I'll continue to do.
You ain't doing shit. You aren't fucking doing anything. You are not doing anything. You're not doing anything to help anything. Other than sit there and bullshit about everything. Because that's what Ted Cruz does. He does it best. He's one of the biggest bullshitters there are.
Well, I appreciate your coming on tonight. Thank you very much, Senator Ted Cruz of Texas. Hey, Sean Hannity here.
Ah, fuck off. I hate that guy so fucking much. Oh my god. Yeah. Oh my god. This is just too crazy. Yep. So this is what happens. You see the far right eating each other up. One dares to say something against the other, and they just fucking eat each other. There you have it, folks. Again, Ted Cruz is a bullshitter. Tucker Carlson is also a bullshitter. I don't know who's a bigger bullshitter. Probably Ted Cruz. I don't know. Tucker Carlson calls Ted Cruz out for being a bullshitter, and rightfully so. But he himself is a bullshitter. He's tried to rewrite the January 6th attacks, rewrite the history numerous times. I called him out for it. I don't like that guy either. I like him slightly more than other Fox News hosts, especially compared to the fucking disgusting piece of shit Janine Pirro, the biggest Trump dick sucker on Fox News, and then Sean Hannity, the fucking Iraq war defender. But again, fucking Trump, Bush, Republican dick sucker through and through. So yeah, there you have it, folks. So yeah, Tucker Carlson, don't like the guy. Ted Cruz, I dislike that guy even more. But they're all a bunch of bullshitters, and it's just funny to see the right wing eat each other over stupid fucking shit like this, and seeing January 6th and all this. Just look at what it's doing. So yeah, there you have it. Again, these people have no self-awareness whatsoever. They don't, and they never will either. And this is why nobody should take them seriously, because I do not take them seriously. So anyway, I'm going to wrap it up here. I'm going to head to bed. I'm getting pretty tired. I know Steven's already in bed, and I feel bad if I woke him up with this video. Alright, I'm going to wrap it up here, and I'm going to upload it. Thank you all for listening, and comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. I'll link this video in the description. I'll see you all again in the next video. I'll probably stream again soon. More of that coming, premieres, other videos in the works. Stay tuned to find out more and more videos on the way. This is Zach, the Celtics guy, saying thank you for watching. I'll see you all again soon and in the next video coming your way. Bye for now. Peace out and have a good night. See you all later.